Everyone, welcome. Dude, can you believe we have a direct in less than an hour?
No, it's pretty crazy. I was telling Michaela yesterday. I was like, hey, by the way, I said, you know how I'm doing the Gamescom live? It's like, well, it's a little bit more than that, you know. I said there's a Nintendo Direct now. It's Kirby one. And it was funny because like I was just getting some clothes ready, right, for the trip, and to get some thumbnails done. Some thumbnail pictures out of the way. And I was getting the Kirby shirt ready for a thumbnail picture for Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Yeah. I'm like, oh, so I get to wear it twice. They just announced one literally as I'm like getting it ready. So yeah, crazy how it all works out.
Yeah, absolutely insane. To say this was unexpected, I think is selling it short. Obviously, guys, we had no idea what the next big game from Nintendo was going to be. I'm assuming now it's just because you look at their pattern, right? They did a dedicated direct for Mario Kart World. We got Mario Kart World, dedicated direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Bonanza. Now dedicated direct for Kirby Air Riders, and a 45-minute one, the longest of the three. Granted, it's the game we know the least about.
Yeah.
And now there's like media demos at Gamescom, and who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to play it at PAX West. We'll see. Chances are, if you do, we probably can't talk about it until Nintendo says we can. That being said,
yep.
That's pretty crazy because it's probably the September game, is what I'm assuming now. So,
yeah. Do you want to? Are you going to share your theory?
Oh, sure. Some of you guys might know from last night when I came up with this on the fly because the Nintendo Music thing was breaking. Let me actually bring up the tweets. Hold on. You guys have the full context of what was going on because it's been captured, of course, by good old Wario 64, but I did see it myself. We got to throw some
one
love
constant in the world.
Yeah, he's on top of everything, and maybe he has a team of people at this point because I know that he's posting sales posts all the time. He probably does affiliate sales for a living, but he has to at this point with how often this thing updates. But Wario 64 shared this bad boy right here. Right, this is on the Nintendo Today app. That there would be a new tracks, special release Kirby Air Riders, and this you see the date that was yesterday. Obviously, that time came and went, even on Pacific, and it didn't release, and they still had this on there. It was up there for a good decent while there, but obviously the music track never dropped because they got rid of it. Right, this now when you go to the calendar thing, it doesn't have it there. Although now today it'll show the direct there. But, the point is, they got rid of it, and I had a theory that popped in my mind last night that if you look ahead a month, the 18th is on a Thursday. 9/18 is on a Thursday. So I have this theory, and I'm not like betting the bank on it here, that whoever was in charge of the music app, they were going to set up the soundtrack on the back end, and they just typed 8/18 instead of 9/18 by accident. They're right next to each other on the keyboard. It's a pretty easy mistake to make. And so Nintendo may have, and we'll find out, accidentally leaked the date it's actually releasing. But we'll see. It also could be Sakurai likes to do weird things. Maybe he wants the album out before the game is out to try to generate hype for people. I don't really know. I don't really think that Nintendo Music, dropping music there is really going to generate more sales, but Sakurai does weird things. This is what he does. He goes to the beat of his own drums. So it could just be one of those situations. Also, I mean, anytime you get to start your morning with the stash, you're getting all the aura generated. So.
That's awesome. Thank you. I just want to add to what you said. Nate mentioned this to me right before we went live. I told him if I could bet on this in Vegas, I'd throw 20 down on it. It's very plausible. He is right. It's right there on the keyboard. 9/18 is Thursday. I think it makes a lot of sense. So I hope you're right. Hope it plays out that way. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, guys,
Coming soon.
I was sitting here betting the bank on it or anything, but it's one of those things where it's kind of convenient that date happens to be a Thursday. There's only so many Thursdays in a month, so like it just sounded like, that lines up pretty well. That being said, obviously we have no idea. What is crazy is we're getting a 45-minute direct on a racing game. Now, Ash, I'm assuming you played Kirby Air Ride back in the day, GameCube.
Yeah, totally.
Why don't you describe for these people what that game is, since barely anyone got to play it because GameCube didn't do well.
Yeah, I think the thing I liked the most was the city? Is it the City Connect?
Trials.
Yeah, that was the most fun. I remember collecting like the power-ups in the City Connect. And I remember the game had a really good soundtrack, which when that Nintendo Music thing dropped, I'm like, okay. I mean, I thought it had a great soundtrack, so maybe that's why. Right? Maybe they're confident in it and are hyped as well. And, who knows? Maybe it gets the Mario Kart World-like makeover as far as the soundtrack goes. Maybe they're aiming for that. I don't know. Yeah, that was my fondest memory, I think, of Air Riders or Kirby Air Ride. What was yours?
Dude, the game is crazy. They made it in 3.5 months. For those who don't know,
that is the craziest part, actually.
Obviously, game development was different back then. You didn't need as big of teams and all of that, but still, 3.5 months for a game is just unheard of. You wouldn't even, not even an indie game today when you hear 3.5 months for a game. That being said, just the uniqueness of the gameplay, because yeah, it's a racing game, but you're fighting while you're racing. And I don't mean like Mario Kart style throwing items. I mean like someone bumps into you and you want to tell them to F off, and you take your Kirby sword and you kick their ass. Kind of fighting. Enemies being on the track attacking you. I'm going to kick your ass. Not sucking you up and shooting stars. I'm beating your ass with my sword. Like, I don't think people who haven't played this, the biggest thing I've seen the last 24 hours since this was announced is that people are like, oh, it's another racing game. And it is. Yeah, it is interesting to do 2 in the first 4 months. But, it's just a Mario Kart clone, or it's like, a Mario Kart wannabe. No one's going to care about this game. And like, that might be true that nobody cares about the game. I have no idea. The original, did the math yesterday. Someone tried to dismiss the game during my live stream because the original only sold like 1.35 million. To put that in perspective, that's 6% of the GameCube audience. Let me tell you what 6% of the Switch audience is. 9.3 million in sales. So we're just going to dismiss the game that if it was on Switch and it sold 6%, it would be 9.3. I'm not saying that that'd be the best-selling Kirby ever, by the way. So I'm not saying that it's going to be best-selling Kirby ever territory. It's got to beat our Forgotten Land for that. But could this easily be a 3, 4, 5 million seller long haul? Yeah. I actually made a prediction that I think when we get to the end of this direct, a common opinion is going to be, holy shit, this looks better than Mario Kart World. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm trusting Sakurai too much, because people go back and they look at the original game. It's got like a Metacritic score of a 70 or a 61 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but look at the user score on it. 8.2.
Yeah. Look, hey guys, I don't know about you, Nate. I don't know about you, chat as well. I put a lot of stock, I think more than the average person does, in the user score, whether it be on Google, the user score, Rotten Tomatoes for movies, obviously for video games, like Metacritic. I put a lot of stock in the user score because I feel like if someone took time out of their day to write a user review and give it a positive one, whether it be positive or negative, right? It was impactful. And so for it to be a much better score than the critic score, it just put a lot of stock in that, because how many times have you seen movies that the critics say are trash and you love? too many times to count, right? And that's why I just put a lot of stock in that. That's why reviews to me are so important, and to not just take one source, right, as the main review source. You got to get your reviews kind of everywhere, because some people might review it different. You know, someone at IGN might review a game, might review a Metroidvania, but hey, they don't like Metroidvanias, so why is this person even reviewing it? They're going to give it a bad score anyways. It could actually be a really good game. But this stuff happens all the time. I think case in point, right, with Kirby.
Yeah. I mean, people loved it. 8.2. You know, obviously that's not like the 9.0s and all that stuff that people like to see, but here's the thing. It was a game made in 3.5 months on a platform no one was really buying relative to anything else. I know 20 million isn't nothing. 21 million is not nothing. 21.74 million is what GameCube sold, according to Nintendo. But yeah, like, you know, the game sold relatively well, all things considered. To be a million seller on a platform that only sold 21 million, that's a big deal. There wasn't a lot of million sellers on GameCube, and this was one of them. So you gotta admit that it obviously had some appeal. It's just wrong place, wrong time. Like so many franchises, you know, not getting an opportunity on a popular platform and stuff like that. But now Nintendo's in a different place, and they do handheld hybrids. They've never had a handheld sell less than 75 million. That was 3DS. Might have crawled to 76. I'd have to double check the numbers again. But the point is that Nintendo's handhelds have always been significantly more popular than their home consoles. And so, you know, right now, obviously, we're in the midst of Nintendo having their most expensive handheld of all time. But I think in a few years, the price isn't going to seem so bad. When the next generation of the competitors come around, when the handheld PlayStation 6 that's supposedly comes around,
yeah,
I think you're going to be shocked to see that Switch 2 might actually look like a bit of a bargain. But we'll see, of course. The one thing that Sony and Microsoft both have in their favor is they are willing to sell hardware at a loss, which is something Nintendo refuses to do unless they absolutely have to, which, again, they've had to do it a couple times in the past because of sales problems. But that said, we have some super chats here. Kitsune84, are you going to stream the next Tales of Remaster stream? It's after the Kirby Air Rider stream. I wasn't
jam-packed day.
Wasn't planning on it, but let me look it up. Tales of I forget which channel it would be on. So I'm trying to look this up here.
I was talking with one of my friends this morning, Blake. He's following the 2K scene very closely. He always does. Today's Community Day, also for NBA 2K, which they do every year. And so he's going to let me know if Switch 2 is there as well. Because that would be the first time anyone sees how 2K is on Switch 2. So I'm hoping it's there.
Are they only streaming this in Japanese? I was hoping they'd be streaming it in English, but it looks like it's in Japanese only.
Yeah, it looks like the word on the street might be Tales of Xillia.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe we'll pop in and just check on it for a moment, but obviously it being in a different language means we're not really understand what's being said on screen. You can probably tell what game it is, of course. At least see what it looks like. We'll see what happens. We have a long day today because we also have opening night live. And I know I need to somehow get a break between. I gotta eat something. I haven't had breakfast. I gotta eat something. I gotta get something in between. But trust me, there was a part of me that thought about making this one long ass live stream from 7 a.m. until the end of Gamescom. But I was like, nah, man, I gotta eat. I gotta take a little break in there.
Well, that's why I messaged you before, and I'm like, hey, are you planning on?
Yeah, because
two separate streams are just like,
yeah,
because
Yeah, we get both about Kirby for a couple hours, and then next thing you know, we're getting the opening night live stuff. I know. I thought about it. I was like, man, we'll do the 2 separate streams because I need a little break. Not that I couldn't take up a stash here, but I need to get a little bit to eat. Whenever the streams are this early, there's no time. I didn't even have time to make a shake this morning. I literally woke up, got dressed, walked downstairs. The super chat from Free Metroid Hat says, I love Dragoon from Kirby Air Ride. I hope it comes back in Air Riders. All right, we'll see. I think Sakurai's got a lot cooking. A lot. I know Sakurai can be a bit of a showman. There were people joking that, watch, it's 40 minutes of Sakurai walking around Japan eating his favorite snacks, claiming that these are Kirby's favorite snacks. That's 5 minutes of actual. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But Sakurai is a little wild sometimes. What I will say is there's going to be some pretty cool CGI. He likes his little CGI. So there's going to be something cool going on with that. But I don't know, man. He's never had this much time to cook on a Kirby racing game. So I'm excited to see what the Maestro came, because he wanted to make this game. The reports are he told Nintendo, I'll do the next Smash, but I want to make another Kirby Air Ride game.
Well, yeah, because from what I had read, I remember this story back in the day, but it's more out there now, right? And that he got pulled in when there was 3.5 months left to take over directing. So they needed him to come in and steer the ship, right?
Fix what's not working.
Yeah, and so he had 3.5 months to steer the ship, which is wild, right? That is just absolutely crazy if you think about that. And so I think it's awesome that all these years later, he's like, yeah, I want an opportunity to steer the ship from the get-go and do this right. I want to write this, because he looks at it as probably I wouldn't say missed opportunity, but he didn't get a fair shake, right? Because you got pulled in at the last minute, so he wants to go do it right.
Yeah,
I'm like, that is so cool.
Yeah, like it never hit the potential, and now, Switch 2 selling really well, record sales. Time to get in. Am I surprised it's this early in the gen? Sure, a little bit, especially because Mario Kart was the launch title. A little shocked, but I'm going to say this: Kirby Air Riders is going to be nothing like Mario Kart. The only thing they have in common is they're both racing games, but it doesn't play like Mario Kart. The original didn't, anyways. Obviously, this one I'm assuming doesn't play like Mario Kart, because that'd be really weird if he's just making a Mario Kart clone. I don't think that was the goal here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a ton of modes. If there's a story mode, that wouldn't even shock me. Like if you're running a story mode from a Nintendo racing game, higher chance of this than there ever was with Mario Kart. And how many characters there's going to be? The Kirby roster is pretty large and robust. There could be a lot of different Kirby characters in there. I know some people were like, oh, maybe here they do crossovers. Maybe. I have no idea. All I know is Sakurai loves Kirby. Talked about this last night, and I'll say it again. There is no Nintendo universe without Kirby. He saved everyone in Smash Bros. Remember? In Smash, everyone, like all of the greatest Nintendo characters, couldn't defeat the baddie and got taken away, except for the Puffball. That lets you know how much Sakurai loves Kirby. It's his creation. It's his original creation back when he worked at HAL. He's always had an affinity for Kirby. Obviously, the Kirby team has some great people behind it right now. Forgotten Land was amazing. DLC's looking pretty good. So Kirby's in good hands. So it's not like he was walking in and being like, hey, I want my baby back, and I'm going to make a new, mainline Kirby game.
Oh, man. No. I got the Chili's song in my head now.
Yeah, right. But he's like, no. Here's something I know you guys are never going to touch again. You're never going to make another Kirby Air Ride game. I know it. You know it. I know it. I want to make it. And this is a way for me to go back and touch my character again. So I think he went all out. In fact, there's a 45-minute direct. He went all out on this game. I can't wait to see what happens. Venny coming in saying happy Kirby Day to all who celebrate. Kirby sucks. He sucks real good. And that's why we love him. Yep. He sucks. He blows. He consumes. And it's one of those days as Nintendo fans, we can't be afraid to say this. He sucks and blows. Right? I ain't dirty. That's just a fact.
You know, a lot of people in chat are just kind of echoing the same sentiment, and it's got me thinking too. It's kind of wild to think that, all right, Switch 2 came out in June. Here we are in August. Launch game is a racing game. We had the wonderful Fast Fusion.
Yeah.
Got Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Riders. Now we got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Who would have thought? You could even count Arcade Archives, right?
Sure.
Ridge Racer. The best impression of Kaz.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Nintendo cares about the Sonic game. And this is just to be honest. I don't think Nintendo cares what third parties are doing ever.
I don't either. No, I don't.
They're always going to do their own thing. It is kind of weird that if you think about it, 3 arcade racers in like 6 months, it seems like so much, but it's like Nintendo doesn't count Sonic. Like, yeah, it's on our IP. We don't care what they're doing. Like, yeah, you can release it on our platform, but we don't care.
I think it's good to have competition and like the mascot racing genre, any genre. We know this. I was talking with Rico Lee in chat about it. Same thing. 2K, NBA 2K would be better if we had live. Madden would be better if we had NFL 2K.
Yes.
And so on and so forth, right? Back in the day, we had competition even with wrestling, right? You had Acclaim, had a license for wrestling. And obviously THQ, Ukes, AKI, they had theirs with Revenge and No Mercy and WrestleMania and World Tour. It's good. We need this, but we don't really have it anymore. So this is kind of unique.
Yeah, and Sven Nasty in chat's like, air ride players don't consider a racing game. To be fair, it's a battle game. That's the thing, though. It is a racing game, but it's a battle racing game. That's the thing about it. Like, it's not. This is the hard thing to get across to people who never played the original. Because 1.35 million is a lot, but that was a long time ago, and a bunch of people looking to play this game probably weren't even alive back then. So I kind of have to sit back and go, I think there's just a lot of people that have no idea what this franchise is. And to be honest, whatever it was back then could be completely different today, because Sakurai wasn't there from the beginning. He had to clean up a mess, and he never got to fully realize whatever his hopes and dreams were for this game. And so now he gets a chance to do that, which is awesome. City Trial. And that's the big thing a lot of people remember from the game. City Trial was such an amazing experience. I'm sure something similar or something like that might be coming back. We have Free Metroid Hat saying, I want Chef Kawasaki and Kirby Air Riders so bad. Yes. Make it happen. Dude, that's the thing. This is one of the few directs that from Nintendo that I'm going into that I honestly have no expectations. I don't.
Yeah, same. It's kind of nice, right?
Like, this is the one IP. If you had told me all the Nintendo IP, I would think we get a new Star Tropics before we got a new Kirby Air Ride. So like we were talking about, maybe we get F-Zero back someday. Maybe we get Wave Race back someday. Kirby Air Ride? That's what we get back? You might as well tell me we're getting Diddy Kong Racing back again. What is going on?
I know. It is pretty wild to think about as far as IPs go. I think it's right there with the ones you just rattled off, especially with that critic score, right? But again, it all goes back to Sakurai, right? And that is very commendable, in my opinion, that he wanted to go back and do this game. Very commendable. It says a lot about his character. Things we didn't even need to know, though, because we already know how he works. That dude's work ethic is so exemplary. For real, like it's motivating to know all the work that he put in with Smash. I mean, if you need motivation, look no further.
Yeah, it's one of those wild things where this was obviously completely unexpected when they revealed it at the Switch 2 Direct, and caught me off guard. And what's cool is, there was no real leaks for this, right? We didn't know this was coming this month. I mean, you could maybe figure with the Kirby and Forgotten Land DLC that maybe they do something with this, but the thing is, we didn't know when this game was coming out. It only had a date of 2025. It didn't say summer 2025. It just said 2025. And it was always that obscure game that I think people thought this was going to be like another Dragon Drive situation where it's like, oh, it's a cute game that came out, but nobody cares because we're waiting for Smash Bros. Or something.
Yeah.
But when you hear a 45-minute dedicated direct, I hear a couple things. One, it's probably a $70 game, and two, they're about to prove to us why it should be a $70 game. They're taking this game very seriously. This isn't a demo. This isn't just, oh, let's give you a quick nostalgia kick. It's no. Sakurai developed a AAA racing game, battle racing game, whatever you want to call it, and he's about to explain to us why we should be hyped. So that's a lot to live up to, because technically, if it is a $70 game, it's the most expensive Kirby game ever, and it's a spinoff.
That's true. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about that it could be a $70 game. I wasn't even thinking about pricing, but yeah, that's a good point. And then, of course, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, as we know, is coming out on the 28th.
Yep.
If you don't own the game and you're just buying the Switch 2 version,
yep,
$80.
But that has $20 worth of DLC.
Yeah, $20 worth of DLC. Which, again, hey, you look at Nintendo's historicals, right, with expansions, they've delivered. Certainly. Super Mario 3D World, right? Bowser's Fury. Heck of an expansion. So I look at it that way, and was that worth $20? I would say yes, it was for me.
They charged $60 for that back then. Like, that's what a lot of people look at it. Like, oh, we got the Bowser's Fury thing, and they only charged $60. I believe was $10 more than Wii U, because wasn't Wii U pricing standard at $50? I'm trying to remember. I feel like the pricing on Wii U for some reason was $50. Could be wrong. I believe it was more
$59.99.
Yeah.
It was $59.99.
Okay. So it really is the same price. So it's like, I understand that, when you get a Bowser's Fury and it's the same price, like that seems like such a good deal. So when you think about, oh, we're getting this old game coming back with DLC and they're charging $20 more. Yeah, I'll say $80 feels steep. I've kind of felt that way for any of these Switch 1 editions that come up with $80 with the DLC, because I'm kind of of that mind that, hey, this is an older game. You can't just charge $60 again, but pack the DLC in. That's always been like my kind of thoughts there. Like this isn't a new game, right? You're treating it with a new game price with day one DLC, which I hate day one DLC. So that kind of sucks, but it's not a new game. That's why I'm okay with the DLC. So I always thought it was kind of weird that Nintendo is doing this $80 thing. That said, I just got to be honest, guys. I don't think a majority of sales on these games, the Switch 2 editions that are old Switch 1 games, I don't think a majority of people are buying the $80 version anyways. Most of us are just getting the $20 DLC. Yeah, I got a problem with the $20 DLC. $20 for DLC is not. I paid like $25, I think, for Mario Kart 8's DLC back on Wii U. So I ain't got a problem with $20 DLC. So I know people make fun of the $80 price, but I just kind of remind myself that most people aren't actually buying that $80 edition. Like, arguably, they're just taking advantage of collectors, and I don't like when companies do that, but it is what it is. Like, what do you want me to do? You could boycott it. I'm not going to boycott $20 DLC. I'm buying the DLC. It's $20. I'm not going to boycott $20 DLC.
Yeah.
But am I going to buy the Switch 2 edition version? No, I'm not going to buy that version. You don't need
yeah.
I already have the game.
There's no point. I own the game.
No.
I love that there's upgrades. I don't need to have the Switch 2 physical SKU as a collector.
Yeah, I did it one time. I bought even though I didn't need to for obvious reasons. I bought Tears of the Kingdom, the $80 version, because I needed to have one Switch 2 edition at launch for the different boxes, just for my peace of mind. But my favorite game of all time. I think a lot of us will make exceptions for your favorite games of all time.
Well, that's why I own the Japanese version with all the DLC.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Like I have that special SKU.
Yeah.
For that reason, for Breath of the Wild, because I love it and it's sealed. Right? I already own the game physically in the US. I have the DLC. I bought it when it came out. But when that came out a little bit later down the road, I think it was a couple years later, I'm like, I had a feeling it was never going to be brought over to the US in one complete SKU. And I thought with Switch 2, I'm sure you did too, that there was a good chance the DLC would be bundled, making that version obsolete that I bought. Sure enough, they didn't do it, so it's not obsolete.
By the way,
it's still a good collector's item.
I saw some people in the chat. Mona's like, I've never played Kirby and Forgotten Land. I sure as hell don't want to buy it for $80. Well, that's the thing. You don't have to. First off, shame on you for never playing the game. It's a great game. It's like maybe the best Kirby game ever made. But you can literally all over eBay, Facebook Marketplace, you can regularly find the game for $15 or less. We've seen a ton of copies listed for like $8. I don't know what the shipping is for that. But the point is that, one, there's a free demo for it you can play. But two, literally, you can get this game dirt cheap. Super cheap secondhand. Brand new, you can find it for $30 at some places. So, like, you don't have to spend $80. You can go buy a used copy for like $15, $8. Buy the DLC. You spend $30 instead of $80. Like, I don't think anyone should really ever buy the Switch 2 versions unless you're someone that, like me, that was really crazy and Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite game of all time. So you're willing to spend a little extra for special versions of it just to have it. If they ever do another re-release of Tears of the Kingdom in the future that comes, like, guys, I did Breath of the Wild was my favorite game of all time at the time when that came out. And so I have like the stupid Walmart one that came with a little guide in it. I have it in my back. It's still sealed.
Was that the Explorer edition?
Yeah, the Explorer edition or whatever.
That was cool.
I Breath of the Wild like 10 times. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm on now like my 6th copy. Like, when it's my favorite game, there's always exceptions. I'm not going to do that for a majority of games. And I love Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but it's not one of my favorite games. But it's a game I really love and I really appreciate that I played. And, for super cheap like that, I can't. I mean, dude, if you can get the game for $15 or less, steal. Hell of a game. Then you get the DLC for $20. So yeah, I don't think anyone, for the most part, unless there's that rare exception that it's like your favorite game, companies kind of have what you buy your balls when it's your favorite game. Then maybe you go out of your way and, like, if Kirby and the Forgotten Land is like your favorite game of all time, I can understand getting the $80 edition even if you don't need it, just because you want to have it on the shelf, you want a sealed copy, you want every version of the game that exists. I understand. Like, I don't have any of one of my biggest regrets, I don't have any of the Japanese versions of Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. So, and actually my biggest regret is the big special edition Breath of the Wild. I don't have the one with the pedestal with the sword.
Yeah,
don't have. Couldn't get it. I tried so hard, and then buying it secondhand, they were charging like 5x. So I was like,
well, it was crazy. I think I told you this. So obviously, I camped out for Switch, and this is when I was working at, of course, Loan Depot. And Best Buy was across the street, literally, from Loan Depot. So it worked out well to camp out, and I had the day off anyways. And I kind of held line for a few people at work as well, so they could come over and get their Switch. When pre-orders opened, I pre-ordered the Master Edition. I had no idea that when I got my Switch in line that I would be the only one in the whole entire store that got it, because they told me, they said, "Oh, so you're the one." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, "You're the one who got this. We only got one in." And it's, obviously it's your pre-order. That's it. There was people behind me in line that were obviously upset because they wanted to get it. I'm like, dude, that's crazy that I'm the only one who got
Yeah,
this.
they didn't make
It's Zelda.
very many. Yeah. No,
You know, like, you can't go wrong.
The one special edition they made a bunch of. And then that one, there was like hardly any. I'm like, I really wanted it, man. So like someday, it's only gonna get more expensive over time. What am I kidding? If I'm rich one day, I'll maybe go and grab it secondhand sealed somewhere. Yeah, I see it back
You
there.
guys see that? This. Let me fix that focus. So this is what Nate's talking about, right there on the shelf next to my Link's Awakening Switch Steelbook. There, that's the Zelda big box. And then if I move my face,
Yep, the one right there. That's the one
right
I
there.
have. The other special. Yep, that one was way easier to get.
Yeah.
I think you could even get that one even after launch. I think I saw it at a couple places. They made a lot of that one, but it's that big box one, man. You couldn't. It was impossible to get. Every store I went to, everyone only got one, and it was, and I was one of the first people to pre-order. But like these stores, like at GameStop, it went to an employee. Walmart, it went to an employee. Best Buy, it went to an employee. There's only one. Like. You have to be lucky to have a store where there isn't an employee who's a big Zelda fan. Good luck. Everywhere there's still video games, there's Zelda fans.
Yeah, exactly. This is Zelda's been around for it'll be 40 years, as we know, next year. So it's not like it was growing up, where you might have had a handful of friends that play Zelda, right? Way different now. Gaming in general is way different now. We've talked about this quite a bit over the years.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool to game now. Has been for a long time.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just so excited. This is been waiting a long time for something special to happen with Kirby, and it's happened back to back. Forgotten Land. Now this. I mean, do they dare do some special editions for this game? Sakurai sweeten the pot.
That'd be pretty cool. It'd be interesting. What do you think about the original coming to GameCube NSO? Do you think it comes before or like kind of down the road? Because again, like DK64, we still don't have. And the way I kind of look at it too is that if you release something like DK64 on the NSO and someone plays that and then they don't like it, they might automatically assume that DK Bonanza is similar.
Yeah.
So this could hurt sales, right?
Yeah.
Is how I look at it.
That's the way. Like I saw some people say, "Do you think it could get shadow dropped today?" And I'm not saying that it can't. The original on GameCube, but I am saying that I don't think they will, because as much as like I love that game, I replayed it last week just to see how if it's still good. I still love it, but it doesn't hold up to modern gaming standards. And I do feel like if you shadow drop this now before this game comes out, no matter how great this game looks in the direct, people are gonna be like, "Oh, let me try the original," and then they'll be like, "Oh, this isn't for me. I don't like this." And it's like, but the new one might have actually really appealed to you if you had actually played that one first. Because again, we talked about it. Kirby Air Ride didn't have this normal development cycle. It was kind of rushed. It is really good what's there, and the people who played it loved it, but it doesn't hold up well to modern standards. And this game is obviously with a 45-minute direct. There's clearly a ton of stuff in this game. Like I'm going to be shocked at the end of this direct and we're like, that's it. They hardly showed anything. Like that'd be weird. So they clearly have a ton of content for this game. More, by the way, this is bigger. This is like longer, like twice as long as the Mario Kart World Direct. Which, by the way, remember the Mario Kart World Direct, folks, when we were hoping it was going to show a bunch of new content, but it was just what we already knew about, besides like battle mode. I don't think that's going to be the case today because we know nothing about this game. Literally everything they show is new.
Yeah, this is exciting because normally I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, but any other instance of a direct, a spotlight direct, we had seen the game before in some sort of sizzle. Have we ever had a spotlight direct where we've never seen the game? Like where we start off with a Spotlight Direct. I don't know if we have.
I don't think we've ever had a direct where we haven't literally seen the game. Like
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because obviously they revealed the game, guys, right? But they revealed it with a little CGI thing, which was like a teaser, no gameplay. Unless that was gameplay. If that was gameplay, then we're in for a fucking treat. But I don't think that was gameplay. I'm pretty sure that was CGI. If it wasn't, holy shit, he's cooking. But yeah, I don't remember a single dedicated game direct where we haven't really seen the game itself before the direct, even a little bit, even just a little slices are here and there. I can't think of a single one where we haven't, like Donkey Kong Bonanza, just this generation, like there was a whole demo people played. That was what was crazy. Everyone thought we knew what the game was because there was a hands-on demo and they did a tree house and all this stuff for it. Oh, we don't need a direct. We know what this game is. It is what it is. It's just a destruction game, and you move on. You either like it or you don't. They had a hell of a lot they were hiding about the game.
Yep.
And that's the thing. That direct for Bonanza is what we're hoping for with Mario Kart. We were hoping they were hiding a bunch of stuff for Mario Kart, but they really actually weren't. Even though I will say some of the P quests and some of the other stuff in the free roam are actually quite fun, and they didn't show any of the fun ones before release. Don't know why, but that said, dude, Sakurai, we're 12 minutes away from him, hopefully beginning to blow our minds with a game I never thought was going to exist again.
Nah, this was not on my bingo card. It wasn't on yours. I don't think it was on. It was on nobody's radar.
I'm gonna go check. I have a 2025 bingo card back here. I'm gonna go check. I don't know if a specific Kirby game was put on there. If it just said new Kirby game at all, then hey, we got that. Let me double check.
Man, so many games right now, guys. I know everyone's talking about how there's not a lot of video games to play, but dude, I'm so busy. Between Switch, backwards compatibility, Switch 2 and PS5, throw that in there. God, there's a lot going on right now. Yeah, too many games, Michael. Too many games is right. It's just nonstop, rapid fire. I was telling Nate that from the time basically we leave for PAX to around the time we get back, there's about 13 games coming out. So I'm talking from August 26th to September 5th. There's 13 games coming out that I would like to cover, that I'm interested in playing and beating. I'm like, dude, what? And one of them, you could say 12 games. One of them is NBA 2K. So it's 13 games. Obviously, I'm not going to beat 2K. It's not a game you beat. But, dude, 12 games is insane. Right? Like, how does that happen? Of all the weeks I go out of town, the 1 week I go out of town, they decided to drop 12 games between the end of August and Labor Day. It's like, what? It's not even the normal period of time you do this. Normally you'd see that September, October, November, not end of August. So did you have it on your
No,
bingo card?
There's actually no Kirby on there. Looks like we went all in on Star Fox. There was some hopium. See, Kirby's too safe. Apparently.
Yeah.
Too safe of a bet for something Kirby. Yeah, man. This is, we're getting a big in-depth thing here. This is crazy. Probably the September game. I'm going to say this. If there's no release date today, it's already an F tier direct for me. You can't do this and not give me a release date.
Yeah, I'd love to see a release date. I feel like, hey, look, you're asking for people's attention for 45 minutes. This is when you give the release date and the pre-order. I would expect pre-orders to go up today after, right?
Probably.
Especially if it's coming out in September, hypothetically. Probably. Even November. Like it's coming out soon. So you gotta start doing that stuff. But you gotta do it while you have everyone's attention. We're here, we're listening. It's a 45-minute sell. I would say the last maybe 2 to 3 minutes should be about release date. And hopefully a nice physical collector's edition. That'd be cool.
It should be physical, guys. If it's a $70 game, they're releasing the physical version. So I know there are some people today that were hoping that, oh, that it doesn't cost more than $30. I'm like, you haven't even seen the game. What makes you think it's only a $30 game? You haven't even seen it. Like, you would never expect Mario Kart to be 30. Now, granted, you maybe don't want it to be 80, but you haven't even seen the game. You can't sit there and say it's a $30 game before you've seen it. You know?
Yeah.
That's a little wild. Yeah, no, yeah. And as Noodle said in the chat, like, yeah, 45 minutes for a $30 game, they wouldn't even be doing this.
No.
They wouldn't even be having this direct if it was a $30 game. I think I've caught on to what Nintendo's doing in the Switch 2 gen, which as a content creator, it's really exciting. As a gamer, it's also really exciting. I think any game they plan to sell at 70 or 80 is getting its own dedicated direct. Every single one of them. And considering that how many premium games that Nintendo releases, Age of Imprisonment, probably going to get one. Legends EA, probably going to get one. That's potentially 2 more dedicated game directs. Metroid Prime 4, 3 more potentially this year. Like, it could line up where there's almost one of these dedicated game directs almost every month.
Yeah, and look, it makes sense because we were talking about this not too long ago. I brought it up in that it costs Nintendo no money, nothing outside of the employees, obviously, that you pay. But as far as marketing dollars is concerned, it's free. It's free to schedule a Nintendo Direct on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of people that you reach by doing this and then sharing it on Twitter, on social media, right? This is all free, man. You're not being charged money to run a commercial on some network that you don't even know. You don't even know how many people are going to watch. You know, people are going to tune in for this. And so why wouldn't you do this for every game that you're going to release, right? Like, that's how you ensure the message is crystal clear.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're almost time here. I'm getting things a little ready to send it on over because we're 5 minutes away. It's interesting seeing some of the opinions in the chat. People are being like, I hope it's 60, not 70. $40 for a game can add up more versus risking a $70 game. Look, tell that to Metroid Prime Remastered. $40 game. Didn't exactly sell, like, it's a million seller, but it didn't exactly sell gangbusters here. As a $40 game, being $40 does not guarantee sales. I'll tell you why this is going to be a $70 game. People associate quality with price. They hear $40, they hear this game ain't worth my time.
Exactly.
This isn't the next big Nintendo game. Then this is something slightly better than Dragon Drive. That's what the impression that it gives people is. This is not a premium game. You don't do a 45-minute direct for a non-premium game. Not for Nintendo. They have so many games they release. Kirby. Yeah, I see people say in the chat saying I'm wrong. You can say I'm wrong all you want. Do you think Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to be a $40 game like Metroid Prime Remastered? Of course it's not. It's going to be a $70 game on Switch 260 on Switch. Like, people associate quality with price. It is what it is. And I know indie games, you're right. And people usually don't consider indie games on the same level as the best of the best AAA games. You know, now I understand there's exceptions like Expedition 33, right? $50, blew people out of the water, probably game of the year. Yeah, there's always exceptions. Of course there are. Nintendo isn't a new studio. They're not an exception. This team's probably bigger than the team that made Expedition 33. You know, it's literally just human psychology. We associate quality with price. People view the most expensive TVs as the best, and they might not be, but the price makes them think that it is.
Goes for anything.
So yeah, they're not doing a 45-minute direct for a $30, $40 game. It's just not happening. If you want to hope it's 60, cool. It isn't on Switch 1, so you can hold on to that hope. I think 70 is their new standard. You know, I could be wrong. Variable pricing.
And you know what you're saying, like I'm looking at your chat as well. I have it pulled up. I don't think Nate's not saying that this rule applies to everything in life, right? Not every game. Yes, we know Cuphead, Hollow Knight. There's so many games we can name off that are lower price that are absolute bangers, and you guys know. I mean, look at my channel and all the indie games I review. I love indie games. So the rule doesn't apply to everything. But I think when you look at Nintendo and Nintendo dropping a brand new game at that price, that's when people kind of look at it like, oh, this isn't one of Nintendo's big releases, I guess, because they're only charging X amount of dollars for it. That's also how people would look at it.
See people spamming the chat. Mario Kart World just got an update. It actually got the update last night, guys.
Yeah.
It's just a bug.
It's a minimal.
Bug fix. It's a bug fix for the ghost racing stuff. I already knew about it this morning. There was no need to really bring it up. There's nothing special about it. We had 5 gifted members come in from Kitsune. Those went to Chippy Hipster, Joey Pitts, Magnum, Ty Schellerberger, and Ninja Please 636. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. And then we had a quick super chat here before the direct begins. Happy direct, everyone. Let's enjoy this. That's right. Here we are. Here we are, man. Any moment now, it's about to start. Exciting times. This is the live stream, not a still image. We're waiting. It's in 4K. Let's get her done. Of course, every direct's now in 4K. Tall Show, we're at 24:29. I just don't want to type it out. Here we go, man. Come on. This is the real calm before the storm. It's like silence.
Yeah,
there's nothing to say. You don't want to talk over it until it happens. Come on, Sakurai. Play for the goods.
Well, Alarmo just went off at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, it's time. The clock just turned. Any moment now. Someone on the back end of Nintendo just there it is.
There it is.
Soaring high, like shooting stars in the sky. We'll break through, knowing we finally reach on the way to dream.
The music was supposed to go with it, apparently.
いやー、ゲーム作りってなんでこんなに大変なんでしょうね。挨拶、桜井正宏です。こんにちは。任天堂ゲームキューブでリリースされていた前作カービィのエアライドから実に22年ぶりの復活となったカービィのエアライダー。早速ですが、なぜカービィのエアライダーという名前に変わったのという質問にお答えしますが、今回はライダーが選べるからです。
Okay, you choose your rider this time. Yeah. Light, no, man. No weakness. Of course, your Kirby has no weakness.
Of course. There's your Bowser. There's your Wario build.
Ah, there he is. The chef is in.
前作では番外の2名がいたものの、ライダーは基本的にカービィのみでした。カービィがさまざまなマシンに乗り換えて遊ぶゲーム。今回は各キャラの個性も楽しんでいただきましょう。なぜエアライドの新作を私が作ることになったのかというと、任天堂のソフト開発責任者である高橋さんと、当時の春研究所社長の水原さんにぜひともと強くお願いされたからです。その頃私はスマブラスペシャルのダウンロードコンテンツ制作に忙しく、とても手がつけられなかったのですが、マッハで企画書を完成させました。このあたりについては私のチャンネルでご紹介していますので見てやってください。開発担当はバンダイナムコスタジオ、春研究所ではないのですね。私こと空とバンダイナムコスタジオはスマブラ4やスマブラスペシャルと同じタッグということになります。それでは本題です。カービィのエアライドとは、つまりカービィを使ったレースゲームですと。こりゃマリオカートで良いですね。キャラ物のレースで人気のあるコースを走ったり戦ったりすると。こりゃ完全にマリオカートで良いでしょう。私も話を受けた時にそう言った。それでもやるの？だけど何よりファンが知っています。このゲームの訴求点はレースではないと。とりあえずゲーム画面を初公開します。こんな感じです。
Yeah, I love it.
3, 2, 1, start!
本当に作られていますね。これからたっぷり説明させていただきます。基本的なマシンの走らせ方について、ここ大事なのでぜひ覚えてください。さまざまな形状や特徴を持つ乗り物、これがエアライドマシン、略してマシン。上に乗る人は通称ライダー、ドライバーではないですね。マシンは通常ホバーのように床から少し浮き上がっています。そして自動的に前進しています。ボタンを押す必要はありません。スティックを前に倒す必要もないので注意してください。まっすぐ走っているときはスティック左右だけで向きを変えます。操作はワンボタン。プッシュを使って制御します。ボタンを押すとマシンが地につき、プッシュしてブレーキ。同時にボタンを押しっぱなしでチャージを行います。ただ、まっすぐ走っているときにボタンを押してもあまり意味なし。きつめのコーナーがあったとき、スティックを真横に倒しながらボタンを押すことでザザッと血を滑り、ドリフトします。プッシュし続けることが大事。そして、チャージを溜め続け、カーブの出口で一気に解放。ドリフトを兼ねたチャージを繰り返すことで激しく速く進めます。これが基本。念押ししますが、まっすぐ走っているときはボタンもスティック前入力も不要です。基本は左右とカーブでボタン。そして多くのマシンは滑空することができます。決められた飛行エリアがあるのではなく、ジャンプ台を踏み切ればグライダーのように宙に舞います。スティックを手前に引く、つまり下に入力すると機種を上げて上に浮かびます。スティックを前に倒すと機種を下げて降下。 なので普段走ってるとき、前に入力し続けないでください。ジャンプ台でいきなり落ちてしまうので。着地は華麗に地面に平行に合わせてください。ナイス着地でスピードアップできます。ハンドルを切るにも、飛行するにも、優しく操作をすることが大事ですね。
I like these mechanics.
Me too.
そして前作はプッシュを司るワンボタンのみで遊べたのですが、今回は残念ながらボタンを一つ追加してしまいました。その方が遊びの幅が広がるので。マシンを落ち着けるプッシュボタンに対してスペシャルボタンと言います。チャージゲージの近くにスペシャルゲージがあります。これが溜まった時にボタンを押すと、スペシャル技が発動します。各ライダーごとに個性があって、より速く進めるものもあれば、攻撃に特化したものもあります。カービィだけは4つのスペシャルがあり、色を選ぶことで使い分けられます。
Of course, only Kirby.
まあ主役ですからね。
That's funny.
そしてしれっとキャピーが混じっていました。キノコも走るエアライダー。あとスペシャルボタンにはもう一つ重要な機能があるのですが、それは後ほど。
Probably how you swing the sword.
今お話ししたことを含め、各種走行テクニックは教習所で学ぶことができます。ゲームする前にチャレンジしてみると良いですね。全部のチェックを埋めたら、このゲームのテクニックは万全になっているはず。そしてマシンの性能は様々です。速いとか小回りが利くといった基本性能だけではなく、仕様が変わります。例えばヘビースターはチャージをため、それを燃料として走ります。ルインズスターは走りと止まりしかありません。プッシュすると止まるので、プッシュして向きを変えて飛び出すという。前回は大きく分けてスタータイプとバイクタイプという2種がありましたが、新たなタイプが登場します。二輪走行で安定して走れます。ついでに言うとかっこいい。プッシュしても速度を止めずに直進します。そして向いている方向にチャージダッシュ。耐久性も高いです。なぜかキャラ立ちがあるマシンたち。これが一つの魅力になっています。ところでマシンはルールによっては壊れかけることがあります。実はこの時少しスピードアップしています。 逃げ切ったりするにも有効かもしれませんね。前作ではメタナイトとデデデがかろうじて参加していましたが、マシンを自由に選べませんでした。今回は自由に乗せ替えることができてよかったね。ライダーは他にもいます。
Here we go. More characters. Hell yeah. Really?
That's cool.
I did not think Yui would be completely weird.
Me either.
Yo, hell yeah. Easy.
ライダーは軽さや大きさでマシンの性能に影響を与えます。同じワゴンスターでもカービィが乗ると小さくなり、デデデが乗ると大きくなります。マシン自体が変わってしまう不思議さ。イメージ通りカービィの方が加速に長け、機敏に曲がれ、デデデの方は最高速度や攻撃力、耐久力が上がります。し
Lot of
かし
strategy.
走行性能が変わるだけではありません。例えばデデデやメタナイトは近接攻撃ができます。敵に近寄るだけで自動打撃。キャピーは帽子がシールドになっていて打撃に少し耐えます。マシンも特徴深いですから、それに合うライダーを探せると良いですね。もちろんコースやルールでも相性が生きると思います。だからエアライドではコースを選んでからマシンライダーを選ぶことになります。しかしライダーが選べるとなると気になること、コピー能力はカービィしか使えないのでは？カービィシリーズですから敵キャラクターからさまざまなコピー能力を奪えます。それはカービィの1000倍特許。他のライダーに対して有利というか楽しさに差が出すぎますよね。そこでいろんなライダーがコピー能力を使えるようにしてしまいました。なんと全てのライダーにコピー防止付き。そこまでやるか。やります。
Cool. Everyone back up.
ちなみにプラズマ能力はスティックをガチャガチャする必要がなくなりました。自動でパワーがたまります。プッシュで発射。コピー能力は単に攻撃するだけではなくスピードを上げるためのものもあります。コピーを持つ敵キャラを捉えるには目の前でプッシュ、つまりポンとボタンを押す。カービィは吸い込みですが、他のライダーではキャプチャーという技で捕まえます。コック川崎やオタまで捉えるなどちょっと特殊な人もいます。コピー能力を持っていない相手を捉えたら星型弾にして打ち出します。なおコースを徘徊する敵キャラを倒すと砕けた星を得て加速します。敵を倒した方が有利。キャプチャーによる星型弾やコピー能力などを駆使してガンガン倒すと良いでしょう。ルールによってはライダー単体で歩くこともあります。ここでしれっと新キャラを出しましたが、スターマンです。キノコのキャピーも含めてもともと雑魚的だけれど、ライダーはメジャーなキャラクターばかりではありません。個性重視で出場しています。これを機に スターマンの可愛さに気づいてくれる人が増えたらいいな。とりあえず先にエアライド、つまりレースモードについて説明しておきましょう。個性あふれるマシンとライダーでゴールを競うものですね。最大参加人数は6人です。技術的にはもっと増やすことは可能なのですが、適切に1位を競うのはこのぐらいがバランス良いと思うので絞っています。参加者が多くなるとごちゃごちゃしすぎたり、勝ち抜く可能性も低くなったりしますから。とりあえずこれから1周だけに絞って遊んでみます。人のプレイでは画面用意するかもしれませんから、画面から少し離れたり、画面を小さくするのがおすすめです。海のコース、ダグウォーターを選んでみましょう。キャラモノのレースの海コースで、白い砂浜、ラテンが流れていたりして、喉からリゾート風味になりがちですが、このカービィのエアライダーはそんなに甘くはないです。ご覧ください。海の面行ってみます。海がいきなり割れてますけどね。わー、すごい。何が起こってんだろう。なんて、のんびりしてる場合じゃないですか。敵が走った双方軌跡にはスタースリップというのがつきまして、つまりこのキラキラしてる星ですけど、それを捉えることでスピードアップすることができます。また、自身が敵キャラクターとかライバルを攻撃すると、その分スピードアップすることができます。攻撃によって相手の足を引っ張るというのではなくて、攻撃によって自身をスピードアップするという、そういう遊びなんですね。今、カッター能力とかで徐々にスピードアップしてますけど、ここは素直にドリフトで抜けて、大砲、そして大渦、そしてもう水の荒れ来るのがすごいですね。生きた水というコンセプトで、このコースは作っていますけど。コピーもう一個取ってみて。何かな。お、ホイールだ。このホイールの上土スペシャル。これでどうかな。このまんま巻いてっちゃおう。よし。はい、フィニッシュ。ああ、これは気持ちのいいやつですね。気持ちのいいゲームですね。というふうに攻撃行動はいろいろあるけれど、それによってスピードアップをしていくという遊びが見て取れたのではないかと思います。あと、海の面ダイナミックですね。音楽も含めてコースは密度高くよく作られていると思います。同じようなところがあまりなく、くるくる展開が変わります。
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Very pretty.
先頃のプレイでも使っていましたが、勝つために大事なテクニックをご紹介しておきます。まずはスタースリップ。マシンは星をまき散らかしながら走りますが、その星を得ることでスピードアップできます。つまり後続有利。ライバルが走った軌跡を捉えていきましょう。そしてライバルや敵キャラへの攻撃。ヒット時に出てくる星屑を受けてスピードアップできます。星屑はマシンのパワーである。いろんな攻撃アクションができるゲームですが、先行者の邪魔をしたり、足を引っ張ることが主体ではありません。やられた時のダメージリアクションも低めです。後ろにつくことにより、また攻撃により、自身をスピードアップさせて競う遊びです。なお、ゴールした後、オンラインでフレンドではない誰かと遊んでいる時には、 フィニッシュ後、さっさと次のセッションを探します。他の人のゴールを待っている必要はないのですね。次々と遊んでください。エアライドでは周回数などのルールを設定できるのですが、その中にはゲームソフトをスローにする項目があります。これは初心者の方にうってつけ。今作は前作より平均巡航速度が少し上がっていますから、ゲームスピードが速いと思ったらお試しください。エアライドは通常マシンを壊せることはないのですが、ルールでマシン破壊ありにもできます。
Common. If you play the original, you know what's common.
シティトライアルを説明します。ここがメインディッシュ。ファンの方もこれを待っていたのではないかなと。前作はある程度の広さを持ったフィールドが舞台でした。今回も箱庭空間であることは変わらないのですが、今回はなんと空に浮かぶ島が舞台です。その名もスカイア。他のフィールドはありません。人によっては長い付き合いになることでしょう。スカイアは限られた箱庭空間ですが、様々な場所があります。
A lot of
ゲ
variety.
ームの流れをざっくりご紹介します。このスカイアを舞台に自由に走り回り、マシンを見つけて乗り換え、あちこちに落ちているパープを拾い集めます。制限時間は5分間。するとそのままスタジアムへ。尖ったマシンと様々な特性のスタジアム一つで決着をつけます。簡単に言うとこんなゲームですが、まずは対戦人数について。前作は画面分割で4人プレイまで対応でしたが、今回は最大で16人参加できるようになりました。もちろんオンライン対応ですし、仲間とスイッチ2を持ち寄っても楽しめます。なお、ローカル通信の場合はプレイヤーは8人。CP と含めて16人にはできます。対応人数が増えた分、フィールドは前作より広めになっています。同時対戦できる人は増えましたが、一人で遊んでも面白いので、CP を好きな数だけ入れて延々と試すのも良いと思います。与えられた5分で戦うスカイアの遊びについて、ゲームの流れとともに少し説明しておきます。まず、ライダーを1人選びます。マシンは最初、ライトスターという小さいマシン固定で選べません。ライトスターは扱いやすいけど弱い。 ゲームスタートしたらなるべく早くマシンを見つけて乗り換えてしまいましょう。誰も乗っていないマシンを空車と言います。ここで大事なこと。ボタンが一つ増えたという話をしました。空車に向けてスペシャルボタンを押すとマシンを折りずして直接乗り換えられます。ライトスターと自身のマシンが壊れかけている場合に限り空車にただぶつかるだけでも乗り換えられます。前作はいちいち降りる必要があったので進歩したもんですね。なお降車もスペシャルボタン長押しでできます。また相手の壊れかけマシンを奪うこともできます。そしてパワーアップを行います。パワーアップには種類があり、加速、最高速、旋回、効力、攻撃力、防御力など自身を有利にするものが落ちています。コンテナがあったらクイックスピンなどで壊しましょう。クイックスピンはいわゆるレバガチャ、スティックをガチャガチャすることで発動します。攻撃アイテムでライバルを攻撃し、パワーアップを落とさせて奪うこともできます。もしもマシンが壊れたら、ライダー単体で歩いたりジャンプすることができます。さっさと空車を見つけて乗り換えていきましょう。さまざまな箇所でマシンを乗り換え、パワーアップを取って強化していきます。フィールドではさまざまなイベントが起こります。翻弄されたり、大きく稼いだりとまちまち。その中で特に特徴的な新イベントをご紹介します。ショートレースとデスマッチ。それらのイベントが始まると、フィールドのどこかにスタートエリアが生じます。まずはそこに急いでください。もちろん参加しないのも手です。早く入るとスタートまでの待ち時間にパワーアップをもらい続けられます。ショートレースの場合、スタート地点に入った人でフィールドの一部を区切った街中レースが始まります。なお、部外者から見るとレース参加者はゴースト化しており干渉できません。レースが終わったら順位に応じたパワーアップ。デスマッチの場合、スタート地点に入った人同士でバトルします。もちろんバトル寄りの性能にしていた人がいる。飛行系のマシンは普段自由度が高いですが耐久性は低いのでご注意。ただ不利でも参加した方が結果的にパワーアップしやすいかも。1回倒されるとデスマッチから退場しますがマシンは壊れません。耐久力は回復しフィールド探索再開です。こちらも報酬パワーアップをもらえるのでほとんど結果を出せなくとも参加した方が有利かと思います。多分。ボスが出演するイベントもあります。例えばダイナブレードも前作から続けて登場です。
It's been crispy smooth the whole way.
Yeah.
It's 60 FPS a lot. See the boss fights, guys? Remember how people wanted that in Mario Kart World? Well,
ところで、パ
here
ワー
it
ア
is.
ップはあるだけ取れば良いというわけではありません。競技種によっては操作しにくくならない程度に抑えた方が良い場合もあるので、マシンと合わせて目指すイメージに合うようにしてみましょう。最高速度を高めようとすると、軽量化により防御力が減るなど、反力がかかる可能性もあります。そうこうしてフィールドを走り回っているうちに5分の制限時間がやってきます。そして仕上がったマシンの性能を確認しつつ全員スタジアムに流れます。めちゃくちゃ速い。 飛行なら負けない、バトルでダントツ、小回り重視など仕上がったマシンの特性をよーく見ておきましょう。5分のフィールド戦の後、決戦の舞台スタジアムを一部ご紹介しましょう。
3, 2, 1, go!
This gives me monkey ball vibes,
Yeah, right.
which is good. Yeah.
There's no content, guys. There's so much content in this game.
はあ、いろんな競技種があるんですね。もちろん育てたマシンに有利不利が生まれます。基本的にはスタジアム種は多くの中からランダムで選ばれます。まず16人参加ということは1位になる可能性は16分の1しかないということになりますよね。中には100人で対戦をするようなゲームもあるので気にしないでいいのかもしれないけれど、あんまり勝ち目がないのも厳しい。それにせっかく育てたマシンがスタジアムのランダムによって勝ち目が一切ないというのもそのいい加減さが面白さかな。アバウトで適当だからこその良さもあります。まあしかしどんなマシンでもある程度奮戦できそうな手を考えました。今回はスタジアム種をランダムで出てくる4つの中から選べるようにしました。マシンやパワーアップの方向性などに応じて好きなスタジアムを選んでください。スタジアムの傾向はばらつくようにしています。成長結果などによりおすすめマークがついているので迷ったらここに入りましょう。16人の参加者は同じく提示された4つのスタジアムのどこかに入ることになりますが、どこに誰が入ったのかはスタートするまでわからず、ここから駆け引きが始まっています。自分が飛行型マシンだからと飛行系競技を選ぶのも手ですが、誰かがより突出した飛行マシンを完成させていたと見たら、対戦を避けてスピード系や障害物系に行くのもありですね。もちろんその裏を書いて突出した飛行マシンが飛行競技ではなくスピード競技に入るのもありです。なるほど。これは面白いですね。ではシティトライアルを CP 相手にワンプレイしてみましょう。CP を11人で12人戦で試してみます。とにかく毎回展開がコロコロ変わるので取れ高が高いものになると良いのですけれども、観光重視で行ってきます。はい、始めます。最初のライトスターは弱いのでよく見て近くのマシンに乗り換えを行う必要がありますね。ウィングスターあるからそれ乗り換えて、乗り換えは簡単で Y ボタンをポンと押すだけで、すぐにできます。最初のライトスターだったら特にボタンを押さずして、ぶつかるだけで乗り換えることができます。そして当面はコンテナを見つけて、それを破壊して中身を得るというのがいいですね。こう野良で落ちてるようなものも見つけつつ、あ、そこにコンテナがある。イベントが起こるんですけど、今空を飛びやすくなったみたいです。飛びやすくなったから、これだったらプーッと結構初期能力なのに上の方まで行けそうですね。なかなかいいかもしれない。ちょっと地下街とか見てみましょうかね。空飛びやすくなってるのになんだけど、地下の氷がありますね。うわ、浮いてしまう。 なかなか浮いてしまうので、まあまあ邪魔な時ありますけど、良いことも悪いことも起こるのがイベントなので、そしてこれはゴルボを投げると、ポン。自分の邪魔してどうするんだっていう感じですけど、こういうところ通るとスカイアが空を浮く島っていうことがよくわかりますね。ついでにこういう環状線も紹介しておきますけれども、駅をつなぐ環状線がこうやってあるんですね。外側を回っています。そして横の方に入力をしておくと左の方ですね、赤い線になって途中下車ができるというような要素もあります。レアコンテナ珍しい。と言ってる間にデスマッチが始まってしまった。ウィングスターだとめちゃくちゃ不利だから、ここはワゴンスターに乗り換えておきますね。まあワゴンでもよくはないけど、ウィングよりはいい。そしてデスマッチはこの中に入場してきた人たちで戦い合うわけですけれども、相手を倒した時の報酬と、自分の順位による報酬の2つがあります。まあ、だからとにかく稼ぐためには相手をよく倒した方がいいし、1人目。そして、自分がなるべく長く生き残った方がいいっていうことですね。この落ちているアイテムなんかを駆使してなんとか頑張っていくというようなマッハアタックです。2人目ラッキー。結構ここで3人目4人目、うわーこれ儲かりすぎでは。この目ちょっと強いんじゃないの？すんごい儲かってた。儲かったおかげでだいぶスピードも速くなってまいりました。1位ですって。そうだなぁ。ここでウィングスターにまた乗り換えてみよう。これだいぶ上に上がれるんじゃないですか。遠くに飛びますね。これはなかなか火山が見えますけど、火山の中にも入れますが、それは中身内緒にしておこうかな。ここ闘技場ですね。だいぶ上に何かぶつかったけれども、とりあえず今のは気にしないでおこう。さて、そろそろ時間も少なくなったので、身の振り方を考えなければいけないです。身の振り方っていうのはどういうスタジアムが出てくることを想定してどういうマシンに乗るかってことですね。これはゴルドーが降ってきた。なんだろうこの悪夢のような光景が。でも自分は飛べるからね、みんな頑張って。ああ、こんなにすごいゲームなんでしょうね、空飛ぶ島がこんなたくさんのトゲトゲウニウニに支配されるっていうゲームってあんまないですよね。あ、そうだ、一つ触れておくと、これもちょっと今スペシャル使っちゃいましたけど、降車できます。降りられるけどアイテムはその時拾えないですね。だから降ろされたりとか、降りたりしたらすぐに、マシンを乗り換えたりする方がいいと思います。そして身の振り方は決まりました。もう今回は飛行能力が高いから飛行の何かで攻めるということにしようかな。あと5秒ぐらい。
5、4、3、2、1、タイム。
おしまい。音楽もぴったりと決まるという。飛行13、そして加速も12。やっぱり飛行で攻めるべきですかね。重たさも上がってるので、反面防御力とかも少しずつ上がっていくと思います。だから何でもいけるな。何でもいける中でこういうのができましたけど、やっぱりおすすめに準ずるべきかなというわけで、ポイントストライクに。これ2回のチャレンジで、より高い得点を取った人が勝ちというルールです。100を狙うよ。よしよし。見ての通り100にはシャッターがついていまして、そのシャッターのタイミングによっては全然狙っても取れないということがあるので注意が必要ですね。 他の人たちの様子を見てみようかしら。いや、いいよ。また客を狙う。もちろん先に取られ、まずいね、このタイミング。危ない。今、ギリでしたけど、ほらギリだった。そして、下の方、カービィがちょこちょこ走ってますね。はい、1、2。はい、お疲れ様でした。ナックル・ジョーが、ライトスターに乗ってますね。これは、スタジアムに入る前にマシンが壊されたりなかったりすると、ライトスターに戻されちゃうということになるので、気をつけましょうということで。このゲーム面白いな。シティトライアルでした。ところで、アイテムについての新要素。アイテムは新しいものを拾うと上書きされますが、使用中のものを一つだけ取っておくことができます。コピー能力は毎回使い切りでストックできませんが、アイテムはストックに入り、空きが出たら自動的に戻ってきます。ただし、使いかけの状態で戻るのでご注意。半分使っていたら、半分なくなっています。ほぼ切れている場合はストックされずに消滅します。スタジアムについて。たまにスタジアムが16人全員で一つに統一されることもあります。前作と同じルールということになりますが、この場合スタジアム選択はなしです。コース開始前に予告がある場合と、いきなり全員一緒になる場合があります。予告がある場合、そのスタジアムに有利そうなマシンはみんな欲しがりますから、それも駆け引き。フィールド時、アイテムの予言の書やアナウンスでスタジアム種を教えてくれることもありますが、アナウンスはたまに偽情報を混ぜてくるからご注意。なお今回はよーく見ると偽情報を見破れるかも。なお、一つのスタジアムには8人まで入場できます。人気が集中して同じスタジアムに8人以上が入ると自動的に2組に仕分けられます。そこで疑問が、たまたま1人だけのスタジアムになったらどうなるのでしょう。あなたに敵はいなかった。大勝利です。一応その後、その時のライバルと性能を持った CP と遊ぶこともできます。これに勝っても負けても優勝になりますけれども、オンラインで誰かと遊んでいる場合、自身が終わったらさっさと次のセッションにつなぐのはエアライブと同じです。好きなだけ遊んでやってください。参加人数が少ない時の対戦時は投票によってスタジアムを抽選することもできます。前作同様、完全ランダムにもできますので、ルールをいじってみてください。スタジアムは同じ種類でもバリエーションがある場合があります。これはまたたっぷり遊べたもんですね。ファンに長年愛されたシティトライアル。ここに来て新作を遊べるようになりました。令和ですけど。ぜひお楽しみください。
Damn, man. Loving you.
Yeah.
オープニングで少し流れていましたが、今回メインテーマがあります。マシンと共にある喜びをストレートに歌った歌です。いくつかのコースの曲とともに任天堂ミュージックでこの後すぐに公開されますので、よろしければどうぞ。単なるコミカルレースゲームではないことは伝わりましたでしょうか。元のゲームは20年以上前のものですが、古さを感じさせず斬新な、しかも他のゲームでは楽しめない遊びがあると思います。今回の番組はこれで区切りですが、紹介しきれていないことがまだまだあります。いずれさらに魅力を伝えたいと思いますので、ご期待いただければと思います。 それでは
No!
Shooting stars in the sky. You are horizon bound, meant to be weightless and free. In the infinite skies.
Wait.
So wait, yeah.
But no release date? Hey! Oh,
I knew it was coming.
It's the November game.
Knew it was coming.
It's the November game. Holy shit.
Why you
Damn.
reserve all judgment till the end, guys.
Oh, man. It's the November game. So this isn't probably the next game coming out. Oh, shit.
Yeah, this that makes things more interesting now. Doesn't it?
Yeah. Unexpected. You know, you go in thinking it's going to be the September game, and it's actually the November game. Well, shit.
That just
Are
means there's more.
Metroid fans happy because maybe Metroid September.
That's the thing. It just means more information, and again, more directs to come. It's exactly what we talked about on the podcast. We expect it 3 to 4 directs, right? Mario, Metroid, General, and we had said 3 to 4 because we said literally. I said it, you said it, Gamebird said it. Who knows? Sakurai might do his own Nintendo Direct for Kirby. We literally said that last week, and here we are. Exactly that happened. So again, we could have it. It's very not only plausible, but it's logical to have the Mario 40th, Metroid, and a General. The only thing that I think could change, I don't know about you, Nate, is that maybe they have a General and Mario 40th together, which I don't care how they package it, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
matter. But yeah, what now for September?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like there's got to be something for September. You know, the options left are obviously Metroid Prime 4, Splatoon Raiders, which I'm starting to feel Splatoon Raiders may not be a game this year.
Yeah.
December, you know, that probably feels like maybe Age of Imprisonment.
Yeah, winter.
So then, like, I guess Metroid Prime 4 is kind of September by default almost. And it would explain what the thing is. It's weird because it means going into September without knowing, which is weird.
Well, unless we find out soon.
Wait, I mean, we could. What if
We could.
the release date's at opening night live?
It could very well be. Honestly, look, man. There's a reason. First off, let's just go back to me playing Metroid Prime at Switch 2 Experience. I said this in my video, and I've said it here on the podcast. It felt like a completed game. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. I know there's been some concern about maybe it being delayed. It's not. It felt like a completed game, a completed experience. It felt refined. It felt like it had the Nintendo polish already. But you guys all know how important that is for Nintendo to make sure their games are polished up very nicely. I'm more looking at this still with the big picture of like, all right, I truly still believe we're getting Prime 2 and 3, and we're getting Prime remastered with Switch 2 Joy-Con controls. I think all 4 games are going to have Joy-Con controls because that is the best way to play. I'm convinced after playing it that is the best way to experience it. So you got to look at that is that September could very well give us all the Prime games. And then Nate, what's the release date again for the Metroid Prime trilogy book? Did it get
October.
delayed to October 28th? Was it?
It's in October. I don't remember what the day is though.
So you got to look at that too. That's been because that can change. That's the release date on that's changed what, twice now?
Yeah.
'Cause it was delayed. So that's a moving target. They can move that wherever they need to. That book's ready to go. It just has to line up with the marketing. We know that the book's done. They're not delaying it because the book's not ready. It's done. It's just marketing.
Yeah. Leo says Prime for either September or December. I mean, yeah, obviously, and we're all hoping September sooner rather than later. The thing is, they're demoing it again, and if the demo at Gamescom, PAX, etc., is a new demo, to me that signifies it's got to be probably coming pretty soon. If it's the same demo as the Switch 2 experience, okay, that's fine. But obviously, a lot of people are hoping it's a new one. But we'll see. Obviously, it could be December. That could mean maybe there is no September game. Maybe who knows? We'll see. Again, opening night live is also today, not tonight, unless you're obviously in Europe. It's going to be here in what is it? It's almost 9, so it's going to be 3.5 hours. Technically, is when because they have a pre-show for a half hour hosted by Kyle Bossman. So that's basically the start of the show. So we're going to be live an hour before that. So we'll be live 2.5 hours from now doing that. We have $2 super chat instant. Happy direct. Let's enjoy this. And it ain't screaming Switch 2 to me. I also had this someone who Venmo'd me one. Won't say their name. They're Nintendo dork in the chat that keeps spamming the chat. I got your Venmo. It's been open this whole time. I just don't want to show your name. But it says Air Riders should have been Mario Kart World DLC. Hope it flounders in sales so Nintendo learns from it. Allowing the waste of a racing game on the heels of Mario Kart World is a lack of leadership. Still hype for Starcross World. Classic Nintendo not reading the room on this. I couldn't disagree with that comment more. Like, thank you so much for the $1. I do appreciate it. Should have been Mario Kart World DLC. There's more content in this game than Mario Kart World. Can we just be honest? Yeah, Mario Kart World might have more karts, might have more racers. There's more modes and more playability of this game than the entirety of Mario Kart World, just based on the 45-minute direct. That city mode, that's where, if you guys didn't know, that's where city trials, that's where everyone played back in the day. Like the racing mode wasn't really something that it was there and we played it, but it was really the city trials. Dude, there is so much content in this game. So much content. I get that maybe you might think it's releasing too close to Mario Kart. It is not. Like this is not, as he said, people call it a racer, and he knew. He made the joke in the direct. He knew people were going to be like, oh, it's just a knockoff of Mario Kart. Dude, City Trial is nothing like anything Mario Kart's ever done. And they've just beefed up the city trial mode so much, man. Dude, City Trial is the shit, man. I'm probably going to enjoy this game more than Mario Kart. I can just tell you right now. City Trial, I kind of knew that going in because I played the old one, but City Trial, they really beefed it the hell up. But hey, all opinions are valid, of course. It's fine that you are not impressed. You're probably not the only one. Venny comes in. I don't know if it came through clearly through your stream, but watching the direct Nintendo feed, this game has more in common with F-Zero than Mario Kart Fast Chaos. Yeah, lots of fastness, lots of battle stuff. Dude, it's pretty crazy in general. This game, they showed a lot of content. I go back to that comment that says, it doesn't scream Switch 2. Well, the 16 players, the amount of chaos going on. There are moments in the game that looked very pretty. The ocean race looked really pretty. They showed also this one that was like in that jungle area where you go off a cliff and you're going down. Like, it looked very pretty. There are moments in the game that it's like, okay, yeah, that's not something a Nintendo game looked like on Switch. But obviously the number of players and the chaos and everything. And guys, if you were watching our live stream, I do apologize. This is the first time that we were doing through StreamYard. The StreamYard really dropped the ball. It was really struggling showing that game. I was watching it on my phone, and it was like 15 frames a second. Our whole stream was the video portion. So I don't really know. Like right now, even now, there's a little lag. I'm not really sure what's going on. I do apologize for that. It makes me wonder if I have to do something different for the opening night live stream. We'll see. Because we have other options for doing this. Obviously, if I was streaming by myself, it'd be different. But with Stash here, we're trying to have a stream that is obviously presenting the game good for you guys. Maybe this next one we try to do it through Discord. I don't know if Discord can handle the video very well. We'll see. We'll have to test it. If there's a lot of lag on Discord, then there's no point in playing the video through that either. Because that's an option as well. We could just do a normal live stream through OBS, but use Discord. Then he can stream to his channel. I can stream to mine. It's not a big deal. But if there's, we'll do some testing in between. The good news is we have a little gap between this one and the next one. If we're right back here on StreamYard, we're sorry. Obviously, it was really struggling. I do feel really bad because that's not how we want to present. We want to present the games the way they're being shown. Because a number of comments I saw about how the game runs like shit. I'm like, dude, it's literally smooth. It was silky smooth, but you guys couldn't see that if you were watching our stream.
Yeah.
I do apologize for that. I want to make sure we're not doing that. So we'll play around afterwards before we get to the next show to see if we're going to switch to Discord or some other solution. I don't know why StreamYard's struggling today, but I was looking it up online. Other people have been having problems with StreamYard this week as well. So, anyways, point is the game looked fantastic. That's what really matters. Looked really good. Leo comes in here, says Sakurai is just cooking and giving everything to fans. Yeah. Let me just do I'll do a quick poll here. How would you rate the direct? We'll do the classic A, B, C, D. We can't do F because there's only 4 options. And they gave a release date, so they're safe from an F from me. That's what I said. No release date. They're getting an F.
Did everyone notice they have the Smash Brothers announcer?
Yeah, I mentioned that in the stream when
awesome.
When it said winner or whatever. I was like, oh my god, it's the Smash guy.
That's funny. I did too in my chat. Yeah, really cool. And even the graphics package within the game gives me Smash Brother vibes, right? Like I guess you could say that the game's OS and graphics package have total Smash vibes, which is cool. Because the UI, yes, thank you, Andrew Francis. The UI is what I was looking for.
Yeah. I mean, look, people seem to be pretty satisfied. We got 45% going with A, 35% with a B so far. 100+ votes. That's people seem pretty satisfied.
I wonder if pre-orders will drop today.
Yeah, that's a good question. Will they drop today?
Sakurai said more information to come.
Yeah. Well, I think more information to come. I obviously don't know what more they had to reveal about the game. It's not coming to November, so there could also still be even more content being hidden. It's probably going to be in the next General Direct. And who knows what else they're going to do. It is cool that they are dropping the music thing. So that turns out that's what it was. They just went a day early. They're dropping the main theme song on Nintendo Music, which is cool.
Hey, I just sent you a link in the private chat.
Okay.
What is this?
Okay. I just put up the poll on other socials. What do we got in the private chat? Pokemon. Wait.
Right?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Did the Pokemon
this?
account get hacked?
Very.
Guys, what is this? Does someone in the chat know what the hell this is?
YouTube premiere
6 a.m.
Thursday.
Pacific on
Viewer
Thursday.
Viewer discretion advised, and the picture is
And
like
it's hashtag Legends EA. This is the official Pokemon account. What is going on? It looks like a creepy horror game.
It does.
What it's Legends EA.
I have no clue. I pulled up Twitter to see if maybe pre-orders were up yet, and I saw this in my feed. I'm like, what?
Well, my
Is
thing
this?
is, like, one, the graphics is different than the graphics of the game, besides like the character, maybe the character had. But I'm like, well, why is viewer discretion advised? It's Pokemon. Like, it's Pokemon. Hold on. Is this like kind of like reverse? I gotta like reverse image search this image. There's no way. This doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
What the fuck is going on? Crazy things are happening at Nintendo. I don't I don't know what the hell they're doing. This is wild.
Yeah, no clue what that's all about.
So
maybe we'll know more soon.
I might be streaming on Thursday morning because something's fucking going on. What is happening? It's Legend ZA. That's the why. If I believe it. Oh, it's a spin-off game or something. No, it's Legend ZA related. Holy shit.
That
Search
screenshot gives me like Silent Hill vibes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reverse image search that image or do like an AI check on it to see like this feels like but if the Pokemon company's Twitter is hacked, wouldn't someone do something different than that? There's no way it's hacked.
Yeah, you'd think they would do something different.
Yeah, because like they had still the same pinned one from August 17th. Yeah, they didn't. Nothing's been deleted. So like, if it was hacked, I feel like they do something. No, this is probably a real announcement. I just don't. What the fuck is this? And it's been up for an hour. So like, I got a feeling the Pokemon company could get a hold of X if they needed to get a hold of X if they were hacked.
I think so too.
They're a big company. They probably can find a way to get a hold of Elon direct. Yeah. Dude, this is what I don't know. How is viewer discretion advised part of a Pokemon thing?
I can't come up with really anything.
I can't either. It's Pokemon.
You know,
I
we
even
just
watched the animated series. You don't need viewer discretion advised for any of this stuff.
yeah, we just learned about champions, right? Not that. Just had the championships. Legend ZA, we know that was playable.
They just so Pokemon Champions. Legend ZA's got demos, and
They did hashtag Pokemon Legend ZA in the post.
Yeah, I know. So it's about ZA.
It's about ZA, yeah.
I guess we're gonna see. It's probably a bit, and it's like they're trying to freak you out, and then you watch it, and it's like they pull a fast one on you. That's what I'm assuming because it's Pokemon. There's no way they're gonna have like some M-rated shit in ZA.
All I could think is it would have maybe something to do with Halloween.
Maybe because it is an October game, but
like, are they gonna have like special Pokemon in the game or some sort of theme for October?
Horror Pokemon show about ZA. That would be funny. They done something else somewhat creepy on X not too long ago before. I don't remember that, but maybe that falls in line with this. Maybe they've been slow teasing. Dude, this is interesting, man. Dude, I said this week was the week that things were going to pick up for Nintendo. Didn't realize there'd be a direct. Didn't realize Pokemon's now doing something on Thursday.
It's 6 a.m. again.
I thought it was just going to be the gameplay demos.
Yeah. Whatever they're doing, it's big enough to do it. Apparently in the normal 6 a.m. time slot.
Well, Ray Race and 1080 snowboarding never returned.
I will say that seeing something like Kirby gives me an ounce of hope. An ounce that I didn't have before. We could.
So the Tales of game was Xillia, the remaster. It's coming out October 31st. So
Switch 2 or Switch 1?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let me look.
That'd be cool.
Watch, it's neither. We're just getting shafted. I wouldn't be shocked if we got shafted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's confirmed. We have to get on this. Kirby Air Riders is playable at PAX West, but we have to use a warp pass pipe.
Wow.
Do we sign them now? Hold on. It was in their press release. Cause yeah, we gotta get on that shit. We're not gonna be able to play. Okay. Attendees. Okay. Opportunity to get hands on Kirby Air Riders at Nintendo booth. Okay. Please note the demos will require a warp pipe pass reservation. Okay. It begins on August 21st. Okay. So it's not today.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll get that sorted out then. We'll figure out where we have to go for it and everything. All right. Because we're all gonna have to get on that. Yeah. All right, cool. Cool.
Looks like Switch 1 for Tails.
Which one? Okay.
I don't see a Switch 2 logo.
So anyone attending PAX West, just so you know, you can get a chance to play Kirby Air Rider. They're gonna have other demos, but this one in particular, you have to use the warp pass pipe. But they're trying to keep the lines in check for it. Is what they're trying to do. So you'll have a scheduled time to go play. Cool. Well, we'll do all this to get on top of that, of course. One of us will get in. Hopefully, all of us get in. Won't really matter. We'll be together anyways. Maybe it's just an opportunity to play it 4 times.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope we can all get in. So it'd be nice.
$5 from Tank Azord says, just need some other IPs as DLC to make Super Smash Riders. The menus look great. Yeah. Dude, everything I gotta say, everything about the game I felt looked great. Like I think if they would have started with the city trial mode, it would have excited people more, because I think when people were initially saying like, oh, so it's Mario Kart just with like a slightly different mechanics. I'm like, yeah, okay. There's a racing mode in the game. Yeah. Just trust me. It ain't Mario Kart. One, the racing mode doesn't work anything like Mario Kart, but just wait. I was waiting for it. I'm like, wait till you see City Trial.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's what the game is known for. Sakurai was even saying this ain't Mario Kart. Like, you'll see. City Trial is nothing like anything Mario Kart's ever done. It looks... I'm telling you right now, that's where everybody played back in the day. But yeah, we all tried the racing mode. It was fine. City Trial.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with the four-player split screen. Oh, so good. Specialist Skull 97 says, y'all think the Nintendo GameCube version will co-release? No. We talked about this earlier. And it's 11/20, I think it's coming out, not 11/25. We talked about this earlier, that it for the sake of the new game, releasing the old one, while that's like a nod to people who are nostalgic for it, it could also affect new consumers, because this was a GameCube game that barely anyone played. I mean, not relative to the sales of GameCube, but just relative to the gaming industry on the whole. Not a lot of people played it. And so if people play that, it could sour people on like, oh, I don't like this, so I won't like the new one, when you might actually like the new one because it controls different, has different abilities, different modes, new things. And I get like releasing it on the same day, who cares? But not everyone's buying day one. They might be like, oh, I mean, I hope there's a demo for the game, but I also think it's a hard game to demo. Like, not the racing mode. The racing mode's easy to demo, but I don't know about the city trial. That one seems like a hard one to demo.
I think so. Michael Gottman said in chat, Kirby Air Riders is €59 on Nintendo's website.
It's on eShop. Hold on. Let me pull up Nintendo eShop. It just got listed. I think they're saying it's 70. Which I think lines up with the €59.99, because their currency's worth more.
Yep.
Let me pull it up here. Like I thought it'd be a $70 game.
Yeah.
Switch 2 only. Here it is. It's up for pre-order. Show you guys. So there it is. It's up for pre-order right now. $70. It's what I thought it would be.
Yep.
It looks incredible. So I'm not shocked. See if they got all the screenshots here. Oh, dude, yeah, this level was sick when they showed it. The ocean level.
Yeah. Pardon the Red Sea. Basically, looks awesome.
Yep. There's your city. Dude, boss fights in the game. I mean, if you played the original, you knew it was coming. Boss fights. That's what we want. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And if you played the original, they really expanded on this a lot. 25 gigs, by the way. For Nintendo, that's massive.
That's huge, yeah, for Nintendo.
That's huge. Is that more than Mario Kart?
I would think so.
Mario Kart World, I think, was 23. Oh my god, is it even going to be at the bottom? I don't think, too much advertising. Yeah, yeah. 4 gigs bigger than Mario Kart World. That's damn. Well, there you go. That is awesome.
Very.
So yeah, I mean it's a huge game file size wise. Obviously they showed a shitload of content, especially for City Trial. I'm obviously curious how many courses there are. They said there's a lot, but they only showed like 4, I think. So they're probably holding back some. But yeah, this is everything about Kirby Air Riders to me. Like this was, I want to say a perfect direct. I think pacing wise, this is the way Sakurai does presentations. If you watch it, he's always like this. So you kind of know how to expect him to present if you've seen him do the Smash Bros. Ones over the years. He's always going to go hands-on with the game and show direct gameplay. Like I saw someone saying, man, they should have someone play who knows how to properly boost. I'm like, dude, this is the guy who made the game.
Right.
I'm not saying he's going to be the best at the game. He's not the best Smash Bros. Player either, but he knows how to boost. He literally is the one. If you don't know anything about Sakurai, he's the one playtesting the game. He's not like other directors. He goes hands-on and doesn't trust balancing or anything with anyone but himself. He's very meticulous that way. So, and I'm sure his hands appreciated the simplified controls of this game.
Yeah, for sure.
He's had hand problems with dealing with Smash. Not going to be a problem with this. It's 2 buttons, B and it's Y, mostly B, a little bit of Y, and then left and right on the controls. Pretty easy controls. But that's the way Kirby Air Ride was. It was very simplistic. It was a single button game. But yeah, that's what's cool about it. It's easy to pick up, but hard to master. That's the way this game's always been. It's a very easy to pick up, hard to master, because you would think, oh, 2 buttons, this is too simple. No, he showed you all the complexities of the game. There's a lot of strategy to picking your character, picking your carts, the items you pick up in the City Trial mode, what you want to pick up, what's going to give you the best advantages.
Yeah, I liked how you could select different characters coupled with the machine, and the stats change. So if I'm Kirby and I select a machine, and you're King Dedede and you select the same machine, it's going to have different stats for both of us based on the combination. Because I'm like, oh wow, there's quite a bit of strategy involved just in that portion of the game, not to mention everything you collect in City Trial.
Yeah, people are saying the music is up right now. Yeah. We knew. They said it was going up right after the direct, so I'm not surprised it's up. I'll probably listen to a little bit of it before we go to opening night live, because we got to sort out alternative stream options. Unless we end up right back on stream here, but I don't want that stream to lag too. It's a 2.5 hour show we're watching. Like, it would suck if you guys are only seeing it at like 15 frames a second. Then he came in and said, hot take, this game will be considered better in hindsight than DK Bonanza. Just finished DK, not that impressed. I haven't finished DK yet, so I can't give a statement. I'm having a blast. I'm loving DK, but I haven't finished it yet, so I can't really give a statement on that front. Obviously, Kirby's in your avatar. I think you might have a little affinity for Kirby, I'm assuming. I think I've always assumed that because of your avatar. So it wouldn't be surprised if you enjoy the game significantly more than DK. That one shocked me. That said, is this going to be on that level? We'll see. I think it looks amazing. Will it be DK Bonanza level? I mean, it's a different kind of game. So, like, they're not really directly comparable in a traditional sense, but it's definitely possible that it could be at that level. We'll see. I kind of, at this point, I think just based on what we've seen, I think it'll review better than Mario Kart World did. But I don't know if it's gonna hit the DK Bonanza levels. But we'll see. I have no idea. Mona says, are we expecting RE9 to be announced for Switch 2 today? Talk more about that when we get to our opening night live stream. But just to answer the question since it's here, I personally do not expect it. I know like there's the whole kiosk thing, but the kiosks were outside the thing. We've seen the image. Probably was for Street Fighter 6 years 1+2 because they have that on demo there. For some reason, they're still demoing that game. So that's probably what those kiosks were for. I'm not saying, by the way, that it can't be announced for Switch 2. It's a 2026 game, and it's Capcom, and we got all the other Resident Evils. So, granted, cloud versions. But, you know, I would like to see it get the Switch 2 logo treatment today. But, again, like I kind of feel like Nintendo would hold back something like that for a Direct.
Yeah,
but we'll,
big time.
I would like them. I would like the companies just to, or Nintendo to let the companies treat the Switch 2 logo like they could treat the PS5 and Xbox logo and just put it on anything they want. But you know, we know Capcom has dev kits, so that's not an issue. So it's just, did they do it or not? And we're getting Monster Hunter Stories 3.
We got a super chat here from Tack the Backlog.
Hell yeah.
Came in a little bit ago. Like a mix of Mario Kart World, Diddy Kong, and Smash. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I think. And thank you for the super chat. Friend of the channel, friend of all the channels.
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast.
Shout out to the Backlog. He's probably happy that we're doing live streams for events that happen when he's actually awake.
Yeah.
It's like coming on the podcast when it's like 2 a.m. his time.
Right.
Oh, man. Happy to see you around Attack the Battle. It's going to be a fun time. We got opening night live coming up next, guys. That's going to be at 11:30. We'll be live. We'll figure out if we're going to be back here in StreamYard or if we're going to go to a different setup. But the streams are already set up. I know when I end this stream on my end, it's going to kick you to the next one. I don't know if Stash has that set up on his end, but so then you guys can get your notifications set and ready to go. Because look, it is what it is, man. We got a big day today. This is just part one.
Yeah.
Part two is a 2.5 hour show where we already know 7 major third-party games getting shown. Technically, we know 8 because 1 leaked. The whole trailer leaked. I've already seen it. Ninja Gaiden. If you guys can't wait, it's Ninja Gaiden, which we've already seen and already know about. But like, there's a story trailer out there if you want to dig for it. It exists. It's probably been deleted 17 times, but it keeps getting mirrored because it's on the internet. You can't get rid of it once it hits the internet. One of their places accidentally put it live early, and so they took it down. But once it's live, it's on the internet forever. They should just give up. Yeah. They should just give up at that point. But yeah, so we're gonna see Ninja Gaiden as well today. I'll quickly go over those games before we get out of here. Although, God, this thing from Game Freak is Pokemon Company. Sorry, I shouldn't say Game Freak. Pokemon Company. I'm still like in shock. Yeah,
same.
So, so actually, we have quite a bit of an updated here, actually, from Jeff Keighley. So, Lords of the Fallen is going to be there. Jeff Keighley retweeted it, and they put up a tease about tonight at Opening Night Live. There's going to be a live performance, music for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Resident Evil Requiem, we already know. That's already there. And let's see here. If you pay attention, he teased Silk Song. If you pay attention, you have to pay attention to what he did last year on socials to understand that he's teasing Silk Song is going to be in the show. Which again should have been expected. We know Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is going to be there. That's actually huge because I think it's basically premiering the game itself, because the last time we saw it was not gameplay or anything. It was just, a story setup cutscene kind of thing. Fallout Season 2. Even if you don't like the games, go watch Season 1 of Fallout. It's so good. You do not need to be a fan of the games to enjoy the show. It is a very good show. And we know we're seeing the debut trailer of that. That's
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that is sick that we're going to see that. Um,
Really
see.
well done show. Really well done. Really captures what Fallout is all about.
yeah. And this is all, by the way, this is like, besides the Ninja Gaiden stuff that leaked, this is all stuff that Jeff Keighley's advertising. So, I'm trying to find the list that he posted.
Tales of Zillia, $40.
$40.
$40. Switch one physical appears to be all on cart, and then Kirby is physical.
Yeah, of course. Kirby's
70 physical, all on cart as well.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't use
It's what we expected.
Yeah. Ghost of Yotei, obviously Yotei or whatever that's going to be shown today. Ninja Gaiden 4, which again, that already leaked. The Outer Worlds 2. I don't know if I need to see more of that game, but we're going to see more of that game. They did a whole dedicated direct for it. Not so sure I needed even more of it, but sure, it's coming out this year. So Silent Hill F, that one I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I have it pre-ordered at GameStop. I actually went in store. Haven't done this in probably a decade, at least. Pre-ordered a game in store at GameStop to get that steelbook.
World of Warcraft Midnight, which excites me because I do play World of Warcraft. Don't play it a lot, but I play it enough to get through the main story because they casualize the game a lot. So I don't have to be like an extreme player anymore, which is awesome for my time schedule. So I love hopping in that game about a couple times a month and progressing the story. I'm gonna slam through it. But the game comes out early 2026. That expansion. So I'll have the story complete by then. And you know, if there's a certain raid or something I have to do, it's so easy to get in these days and just play it casually. Let's see here. And then Kyle Boss been doing the pre-show, which he's done for I think a couple of years now. So that's kind of everything that's been teased. There might be other leaks out there. I have no idea. You know, I'll glance at stuff during our pre-show just to see if there's any games. We won't show any footage. If there's any trailer footage, we won't show any of that. But like, if we know a certain game is going to be there and it's been teased or leaked, like Lords of the Fallen, you know, we'll bring that up because there's bound to be more. Like another one, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is apparently hinting that they're going to be at opening night live. So it's a 2.5 hour show. There's going to be a lot of games there. That's the thing. Going to be a lot of games. All right. Well, 2 hour main show. That's where like most of the stuff we talked about is probably in the main show. I have no idea what's in the pre-show. All right. And is Nintendo going to be part of opening night live? That's a common question people ask. They've never been part of it before. Going with the expectation they're not part of it this time. But you never know. It was the first time for everything. And my big thing is, will we see the Switch 2 logo on anything? We'll see.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, we'll see. You know, I'd love to see it. I also own all consoles and will be playing everything, but we want to see it.
Yeah. Metroid as a demo at Gamescom. It'd be so sick if they dropped the release date at Gamescom, because that's also a game that I think could use marketing outside of Nintendo. Like, I love Nintendo Directs, but you're only hitting on the same audience.
I agree.
Metroid 4 getting a release date announcement in something like Opening Night Live, I think would benefit the game. And I think it's the kind of game that can appeal to that audience. I think it'd be a big thing. But that's what I feel. Doesn't mean Nintendo agrees. So Nintendo likes to control everything, and it's like, yeah, but you have certain IPs that you really need, like Zelda. Yeah, you can get away. But here's the thing: if you had a new 3D Zelda coming, you'd probably put it in here. So
yeah,
like you're willing to put that in other people's events. It was in the Game Awards multiple times. I'm like, what? Metroid needs the attention, man. Come on.
I agree.
You probably even give you a discount on the spot. You probably don't got to pay the $500K or whatever it is for the spot. But anyways, Jeff Keighley just be probably happy to work with Nintendo. According to him, he was on a podcast or a Q&A like a month ago or whatever. He said the Nintendo stuff, it's not for lack of trying. He tries very hard to get Nintendo to commit stuff, and they just won't. So it's like, you know, he's not saying there won't be anything, because he wasn't going to answer that because he doesn't want to give away what the show is. But it's not that he doesn't try. It's not that he doesn't reach out. Not that he doesn't talk to Doug Bowser. He tries. I think, again, I talked about this before last night. Like, I think Doug Bowser he's more of a yes man than he is someone who actually gets things done. He manages Nintendo of America and he does what Nintendo of Japan wants him to do. And he's really good at it, to be fair. I don't think he's bad at his job. He's just not Reggie. He's not a guy that's going to bring things to the table. Like, I don't see Doug Bowser. I don't see Jeff Keighley reaching out to Doug Bowser saying, hey, I think Metroid Prime 4 would fit our show. What do you think? He might go, yeah, but I don't think Doug Bowser's taking that to Furukawa to ask.
Yeah, Doug's not out there pitching the Bigfoot pizza,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, Reggie had more, chutzpah. He was going to suggest things he thought would be best for marketing in the West. And Iwata would listen. Obviously, we don't know if Furukawa would listen, but I got a feeling Doug Bowser, just a feeling, maybe he is and he's being shot down. But I got this feeling that Doug Bowser doesn't seem like the personality type to go to Furukawa and be like, I think for marketing purposes in our area, it would be best if we put this game in this event, even though it's not our event. Because, you can't just spend the money without permission. No. He's got to get the okay from Japan. So that's the way I've always felt. And that's why I think things are a little different. We definitely had more of Nintendo's games showing up in like Jeff Keighley's events when Reggie was around. So now, to be fair, Nintendo still participates in the Game Awards. They still have some trailers there now and then. They had one for Fire Emblem, the last Fire Emblem game. They had that at the Game Awards with a new trailer. So they still participate in the Game Awards, but that has a pre-established relationship because, Nintendo's been in the Game Awards. They're nominated for awards every year. They have their execs there every single year. Sometimes they're big name developers, right? They had 2023, you had Aonuma and Fujibayashi in the crowd because they were going to win some awards for Tears of the Kingdom. So, Nintendo obviously respects the awards, even if you guys don't. But, they never participated in Summer Game Fest. They never participated in Opening Night Live. Those are the two other Jeff Keighley events. But it's first time for everything.
Yeah,
for me, I'm looking forward to will there be Switch 2? Like, will Elden Ring Tarnished Edition get a release date drop today? It's a multi-platform game. Will Final Fantasy 7, integrate? Will that get a release date drop today? Because it's also going to Xbox. So it's like, that's the kind of stuff that could happen. But will there be new announcements that have the Switch 2 logo? Like, we keep wanting it to happen. And you know what? It is slowly happening. There was Shenmue just got announced. Yep. Although I don't know if they had permission. It's clearly a Switch 2 game. If you look at what they're doing to it, none of that is even possible on the Switch 1. So
for Shenmue?
For Shenmue 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a Switch 2 game. But they couldn't use the logo, so they just said it's coming to Nintendo. I'm like, oh my God, you don't have permission either. Dude, Nintendo's not giving anyone permission to show their fucking logo. Like, this is wild controlling they're being.
Yeah, that was my takeaway as well. When it said coming to Nintendo, I'm like, yeah, it's obviously Switch 2. It literally says it's going to be 4K.
Yeah, and if it was Switch, they would just say Switch. They literally, the first thing they say is 4K. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's only Switch 2. There's no other Nintendo platform that can even do it. So I'm a little concerned Nintendo's still being sticklers, but we also had another game get announced that is coming to Switch 2. I can't remember what it was. It happened yesterday or something. It wasn't like a big name game, but it was kind of like, oh, okay, so they can announce for Switch 2. That's kind of cool. They had the logo and everything. So maybe Nintendo's starting to let up a little bit. We'll see. We don't know. I mean, I'd love to see that logo right alongside all the rest for Requiem. That would be sick. That would be sick. Now, the questions if it's a cloud version or not, I don't care. That would just be sick because it means Nintendo's now letting at least their closest partners, and we know Capcom. It's a very tight partner with Nintendo. Them and Bandai Namco is probably a bigger partner because they have dedicated Nintendo teams, but Bandai Namco and Capcom are like their biggest partners. So Square Enix is probably starting to get up there a bit now too. Multiple, exclusive, timed exclusive games they keep making. So those three companies, they're all going to have games here. So I'm hoping we see some Switch 2 logos. Because it's going to be weird if Nintendo has this... well, they do. We already know they have a massive booth at Gamescom with all these demos. But they have nothing... not a single game in Opening Night Live, but they're one of the biggest things at Gamescom. It's like...
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
It'd be interesting.
Hmm.
We had a super chat come in from Michael Koo
Hell yeah.
asking.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh,
You
yeah,
put it
you
back
get-
in my bed.
yeah, it was
Click.
asking, do you think Nintendo and Microsoft will finally announce Game Pass for the Switch 2 at Gamescom?
Question.
Yeah, it's a good question. You know,
No.
no. Like, I'd love to see it.
That's the thing. Like, I want it, but let's be real. It's never happening.
Yeah, I also just don't know. I don't know how successful Game Pass is. Like, as far as like earning new subscribers, right? Now, if they were able to get it on like Nintendo and PlayStation, would Game Pass grow? Presumably, yes. Right? But yeah, even Michael J in chat said, you got the Xbox, obviously ROG Ally coming out. I don't think the timing would even be right at this point for something like that.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Game Pass doesn't work without Xbox Live, and both PlayStation and Nintendo have been very wary of having anyone else's account systems have to be this integral to their platform. Not that you can't use Xbox Live, you can. Like when you play Minecraft and stuff, you use an Xbox account, but they're very, very particular about this stuff. So I look, I don't think this is ever happening anyways, to be very clear. I know we've had dreams of it, we've had conversations about it, but it's more like a pipe dream than it is anything else. It's on PC, it's on Xbox. It's probably the only place it'll ever live. I think there's a higher chance that Game Pass stops existing before it ever ends up on Nintendo or PlayStation.
That's where I'm at too. I don't know if this is a forever thing. I know that was the game plan.
Yeah, that was the future, but Microsoft doesn't seem all in on that future anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to play it by ear because so much has changed. Obviously, we know they're investing heavily in cloud gaming as well, and they're the biggest investor in cloud gaming. So we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. I just don't see it coming to Nintendo right now. I won't close the door completely, but it's pretty close to closed. But you always got to leave it open a little bit because it would be cool to see. We had one more super chat there from Go210, just because. So thank you. Appreciate it. Very nice.
Love the support, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll probably wrap it up there. This is actually right around the time I had scheduled for this. So, and we'll figure out, we'll try to figure out something for the next stream, or if you see us right back on StreamYard, it is what it is, but we'll figure something out. Because what sucks is when we switch to something else is we won't be streaming on Twitter or anywhere else. It'll just be on YouTube. But obviously we want to present to you guys the best that we can. So we'll see we'll see what happens. All right. We're gonna head out. We'll be back here in like 2 hours.
Yep.
We'll literally be right back with a new stream. It's already set up if you guys want to go get your notifications set. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been fun. Next up's the big one. Although maybe this is the biggest one for Nintendo today.
We'll see.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
It's like I'm not going to play the podcast outro. We'll just end it.